So the iPhone 12 was a device that came out back in 2020, and in my opinion, I didn't really like it too much at that point. I think it kind of was a little bit of a weird device, especially with the battery size being decreased from the 11. But I will tell you that I'm kind of excited about the future of this specific device. And it all kind of stems from the iPhone 14 release, if you can kind of believe that. Now, with the iPhone 14, what was very interesting was that in this specific device, first of all, very, very similar designing, everything like that we kind of already know. But the thing with the 14 was that it had the same chipset almost, it pretty much has the same chipset as the iPhone 13. So when I look at the 12 and I compare it against the 14, Apple is slowly, and this is kind of bad for the newer iPhones, but for some of the older ones, Apple is creating such minor differences between the older models and the newer ones that even at 12 will end up having kind of a longer lasting experience, even if it doesn't end up getting in the next couple versions of software compared to the 14, mostly because of the power of that chipset. The A14 to the A15 isn't really that crazy big of a deal. And even though these two phones are 2 years apart, there's really only 1 year of difference between the chipsets between both. So that is one reason why I'm looking forward to the future of the iPhone 12, because once these prices of these devices end up going down a ton in the used market, we're going to be in a spot where this device is going to be at a really, really good price tag, and it's not going to be probably that much slower compared to even an iPhone 15 that's going to have the A16 probably inside of it, or some variation of that chipset. Now, another thing that I found with the 12, which also stemmed kind of from when I bought the 14, was within the battery department. When the 12 originally came out, the battery life of this device really wasn't that great. I was very vocal about it at that time. But recently, after so many battery tests, and even on iOS 16 now, the 12's battery life has substantially increased from the day that I got it, obviously, and it's gotten so much better, in fact, that it has outperformed my iPhone 11 and iPhone 10R so many times it's not even funny. So the fact that this specific device has a smaller battery than the iPhone 11 that I own, and it's also performing much better in the battery department than those devices that used to be so much better in it, makes me think that one, either Apple's ruining the battery of the iPhone 11s, which I doubt, but also the iPhone 12 in this specific case, it's getting that much more optimized with that battery life. So that is another reason why I actually do think that this specific device with this chipset is actually going to perform a lot better in the future, hopefully. Now, another thing is speed and performance has been pretty much the same. When I look at my iPhone 14 and I compare it against my iPhone 12 in these cases, just from basic, performance tests and everything, very similar performance. They're still at 60 hertz displays, and there's really no difference as you can tell, besides the notch being a little bit small in the 14. Other than that, you are still getting a really good phone from the iPhone 12, and it's crazy because this was a phone that I used to actually not like a lot. This was a phone that I wasn't really like the biggest fan of, and now over time it's actually gotten better and better, and I'm actually kind of excited about the future of this specific device. So there's a lot of noise going on outside. I don't know what's going on with there, but when I look at the future of this device, I'm excited for it, and I honestly can't wait until probably the next few iPhones come out and we compare the 12 against it. And if this iPhone ends up getting cheaper in the used market, I'll be very curious to see what ends up happening there. So in terms of that, that kind of covers it up. If you have any other thoughts or questions, please let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More important than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out.